This episode is brought to you by Lindsay Heller Esquire, voted one of the best local family law attorneys in New Jersey. Lindsay is a kind, compassionate attorney who can help you navigate divorce, mediation, child custody, and all other family law matters. To get in touch, email lheller@foxrothschild.com to start the conversation. Guys, welcome back to another episode of That Westfield podcast. This is our 40th episode, and we're doing something really, really special today. We're going to be helping out our dear, dear friends at the Westfield Volunteer Rescue Squad. We have Chief Trey Ellis. What's up, Trey? What's going on?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. And then we got Deputy Chief, Jessica Romero. I want to call you Samantha for some reason. I don't know. Jessica Romero. What's up, Jess? How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Guys, I'm so happy to have you here. One, because you're not a business. You're actually way more vital probably than any of the businesses in town. You save lives every single day in this town, so thank you so much for what you do. Yes. But we're here because we're going to be helping you guys kick off a huge fundraiser to help revamp your building.
It's great. That's amazing.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So again, this was not our idea by any means. We kind of just heard about it and wanted to jump in because of, again, the access that we have to everyone in town. But Trey, tell us a story about how this kind of got started. You ended up reaching out to our friends Christine and John over at Casa Construction and Cherry Home Design, and tell us the inception of the story, and then we'll kind of go into how it grew.
So I was looking around because we want to take care of our members because we're really big about family in our rescue squad. So I was looking around on the internet trying to find the best place to help us out. So I was Googling, searching, and her name came up first, and something just felt right. Something told me to pick this name. So I called. The young lady on the phone was very, very, very nice, very sweet young lady. She talked to me a little bit. I told her what I was looking for. So basically, in the beginning, I was looking for someone to come in, walk our building, and say, hey, probably change this color to this, or you might do something like this to the building. And that's all kind of what we wanted. But it turned out that we got something bigger than that, and we're very excited.
Cool. Yeah. So my understanding was that, again, you guys just wanted kind of like a basic little revamp, but then once Christine and John went in and saw the need, and I was there also, you guys have a lot of stuff, right, that needs to be in where you need it, right? You have like places where you're housing stuff, storing stuff, and it could just be better designed to help you guys have like more flow, be able to get to calls faster, and just like function better in a lot of ways. And so once John and Christine walked in there, their minds were just like going a mile a minute. They're like, we could do this, we could do this. And it was like really cool to be a part of that and watch. And that building, how old is it? It's like 70, 50 years.
Well, like we've been there since 1951.
Well, yeah,
but I'm sure the building has been there since long.
Yeah, it's almost 75 years, guys.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and you were saying like the furniture in there is like 20 plus years old, like the couches you guys hang out on.
Couches that we lay on and sleep on are
and
about
I bet you guys never complain about any of it either. You're just like,
we'll just do
you
it.
do what you gotta do, right? And it's something people I think like we take for granted because, first of all, guys, if nobody knows, the town doesn't necessarily pay for any of this, right? You guys are a volunteer ambulance or volunteer rescue squad. You raise your own money. There's not much provided to you by the town. It's all like just donations and volunteer, right?
Yeah, so, since we are fully volunteer, we don't charge at all for an ambulance service, which is very different than most towns where you will get an ambulance service. Since we are fully volunteer, we only run on donations, which is why we don't charge. So we do a fundraiser, fund drive, we call it, every twice a year. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially where we get most of our donations from, which allows us to really like purchase things for the squad, really to help us with medical calls. And we often don't have much to spoil ourselves with that. So that's how we end up with a 20-year-old couch.
Right. So, okay. And I just want to preface this too, like going back to Christine and John real quick, like the reason why I think Christine was so willing to jump on helping you and doing all this work at cost was because like you had saved John's life. Like she called and literally saved John's life on a call. And that was just like a game changer. Like, and people don't realize that you're there and they don't realize that they need you until they need you, right?
I mean, we have events and they're like, we didn't even know that you guys were there until we show up to their house, really.
Right.
But it's like, that's what we're there for. You know, we all volunteer, so nobody gets paid at our squad. Everyone's there because they want to be there. And so everyone really has a purpose of why they're there to do that work.
And I think if you're kind of in the services of like fire, EMS, police, like you guys know what you guys do and what it takes on a daily basis. But again, if you're not in that kind of realm, you forget and take it for granted. And like, I never realized that you guys like do all these other services that you do. Like if someone needs like a wheelchair for a short amount of time, like you rent stuff out. Trey, you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
So we have a unique system in our building is a lot of times people donate their equipment that they used before to us. So like old crutches, wheelchairs, shower chairs, walkers. Some of us have never been used before because they buy it because the doctor's office said the family member needs it. They don't really use it. They kind of work on their own, so they donate it to us. And so what happens is if anybody in town, a town resident, even outside of town, needs a wheelchair or a walker or a shower chair, they're allowed to come to our building. They fill out a piece of paper. We loan it to them, and then once they're done using it, they give it back to us. We clean it up and make sure it's working condition, and we use it, and then we just put it back upstairs.
And it's like such a basic thing. Like we're all going out spending like $80 on like a walker for like our grandparents.
And we have a lot of them stored in our building.
We saw, they guys need a whole room for storage for them. And so you guys do other stuff too, like training. So tell me a little bit more about that as well.
So on a good note, I'm a CPR instructor for the state. So basically, I teach CPR for all the police officers, firefighters, paramedics, nurses, and it's like the BLS CPR is what we need. The minimum certification we need to ride an ambulance, so I'm a CPR instructor. We do that free of charge as well for the town of Westfield or anybody that needs like a CPR class. We can teach it. For them, we have the BLS CPR, and then we have a heart saver course, was like a first aid course about CPR. It's not as more advanced.
And stuff too, or
yeah. So we teach all that as well.
I just imagine that in that moment, I will just magically know how to use it. That's some sort of instinct.
It's always instruct you on how to use it. So
it talks to you, right? But it would be better if I actually have physically held it, done it, gone through the process, have someone explaining to me how to do it and not mess it up, right? Because that's a high pressure situation there, right? So you guys do a lot, and so that's why we want to help you guys. So what are some of the biggest things that you think need improvement? Obviously, Christine and John have a ton of ideas just for functionality, but I think one of the biggest requests you guys had was like your family room, right? The room where you guys hang out and spend all your time in. It's like, it's not comfortable. Like, it's okay, but like it could be better. So like, what's kind of something that you guys wish you had in there?
I think just like making it a place where everybody wants to come and wants to be there. You know, we always talk about like when we get, actually we do this, when we get big donations, we're like, we're finally gonna get a new couch, and then like something breaks and we can't get a couch.
Right.
So like that's a big request by a lot of people, just like having somewhere where they want to come. Unfortunately, the year that we're at now in 2024, people don't want to volunteer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of squads, so rescue squads around us that are volunteer that have come down to only being able to ride at night or not being able to ride at all, where they get taken over by paid squads. And unfortunately, that's not where we want to go. So we have been very fortunate where we do have approximately 88 members now. But anything that we can do to keep those members is what we're striving for. So I think something as big of a project as it is, I think would mean like the world to
right.
So that's like that's our biggest goal, because I'm the chief of justice, the deputy chief. So we're like we call it like mom and dad. So we want to make sure that the kids are happy at home, and we want to make sure they have everything they need. And so downstairs is kind of a place where we all can all hang out. We watch movies, watch TV down there. We watch like if a football game's on or soccer game on, we watch it downstairs. And like I said, the space it's okay, but it can be a little bit more, and that's what we're looking for in that space, is a more welcoming area. And there's you can do a couple games over there, you can hang out here and watch TV, and it's also, we have like one little bed down there, so if someone wants to take a little nap while they're down there, they can also do that as well.
Yeah, you guys also are in desperate need of a shower, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, we have a shower that's in the guys' bathroom only, and it's kind of...
So the girls, the women do not have a shower of their own, which obviously, she's like, obviously is needed, but too, like, even the shower you do have for the guys is like not really the best.
Like if we had to take a shower, we would probably all have to go home, take a shower and come back, or go to the fire department and see if they'll let us use their shower.
And so, being in that field, it's like sometimes you come back and you're covered in fluids that are not your own fluids, and you just all you want to do is get that off of you, and you're forced to continue riding a shift, even though like you can't take a shower real quick or do something like that.
I think like 2 weeks ago, actually, one of our members had a cardiac arrest call, and it turned like bad. I mean, it actually ended up being a save, but it was bad for them because they had everything on their uniform, and she was like, all I wanted to do was shower. Yeah. Like, that's all I wanted. Yeah. So.
And these are the sacrifices that you guys make that, again, no one's thinking about this on a daily basis. Like, you're well aware of it. And again, I know you guys don't even complain about it. It's like, I wish we could, but it's like, if any one of us were in that situation, we'd be freaking out. We'd be like, I need a shower.
I know.
So that's hopefully what we can do for you guys. Christine and John are going to do such great work, and I know they have kind of like a layout coming in. So, but this is what we need from the community, guys. We need some donations here. So there's going to be a couple of different ways to donate. First and foremost, they need regular donations, right? So on their own website, you guys have donate buttons, right, where people can do monthly, one time, sorts
Correct.
of stuff, right?
Yeah.
You also have other events that you're doing. They're not technically fundraisers, but people can go to them. But I'm sure they could always go and hand you a check, and that would also be okay, right? And then you guys have your two big fundraisers. So real quick, tell me about the first event you have coming up at the end of July, and then we'll talk about your two big fundraisers for the year.
Yeah, so we have our open house coming up, which we have been wanting to do for a while now, and that's going to be on July 27th from 3 to 4 p.m. And we're going to have a ton of events going on at our building. It's going to be pretty much our whole space because we have so many ideas. We have one room which is just going to be teaching CPR. So not like where you would get your certification, probably just like an intro and things that you can do if you're ever in that situation. We're going to have like a photo booth where kids can like take pictures. We're going to have tours. I guess you'll be able to see our building, and hopefully like we can have an open house later on where you can see our new building. But you'll be able to see the conditions that we're on. We're also really big on history. So we're celebrating our 73rd anniversary this upcoming years. And so we have like a ton of uniforms that people used to wear. We have like old pictures, things that we would love to share with the community.
You have a picture of it's a squad each year, right?
Yeah, going back to
really cool.
I think 1951.
Yeah, that's pretty old. Black and white pictures are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. We have a lot of cool stuff in our building.
Right.
So, and then of course a tour of the ambulance.
Very nice.
So, and just it's really an event to get to know your members, because like I said, people come to like events or even like we host blood drives, and they like come and they're like, I didn't even know you guys were here, but I've lived in this town for 50 years, and I'm like, so it's really like we want to strengthen our relationship with the community.
Totally.
So we're working to piggyback off her is we're doing anything like an EMT scavenger hunt. So basically, we're working on when you first get there, there's gonna be something you would give you. And it's got different facts about each one of our members on there. And your goal is by the end of the day to figure out who's who on that scavenger hunt. So you're walking around, you're gonna ask us questions, you get to meet us, talk to us, ask us questions about us. How do we get here? Why are we here? Why do we only volunteer our time here?
Yeah.
So it's a little thing to
We have
kind
a lot
of
of cool
know your
members
EMTs
to do.
in Westfield. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
And now, Trey, tell me about your other two big fundraisers that you do every year.
So we do a fund drive every year. We do one in the
I think like March.
March, and then one later on in the year. Basically, that's our two biggest fund drives we do that we get the most donations to make sure we stay operational for the next the next year moving forward. So those are our big ones. Those are the ones we send out mailers to everybody that lives in Westfield, and they have the opportunity to literally donate anything. Anything helps us because, like she said in the beginning, is we are a volunteer squad. We get nothing from the town. We get gas from the town. So everything that we strive on, everything that we have, is from the donations from this town. And that's how we run every day. That's how we're able to answer the call when you call 911 on your scariest day of your life is the day that we're there for you. And that's how we donate our time is through you guys by donating money to us to make sure that we stay operational and make sure that we stay up to date with the equipment, the times, and like in a perfect example, the state of New Jersey just put out some more medications that we can carry in an ambulance.
Cool.
So, but at the end of the day, that's going to cost us more to make sure that we have enough medications. So if you're having an asthma attack or if you have diabetes, for us to check your glucose, they give us more tools in our arsenal. But we have to pay for most of that stuff to make sure it stays temperature regulated and everything like we need.
Right. So what happens if you guys aren't there?
If we're not there, if we ever go away, then you will eventually pay for a bill for an ambulance service. So you get the county, or if the fire department happens to get an ambulance, you will get them. And I work for a paid agency, and I know how it is. And you literally get charged everything. So I know a lot of people don't understand, but I'm gonna just tell you how it is. You get charged for an ambulance ride. You get charged per mileage. If we use anything for you in the back of the ambulance, you get charged. Water, saline, Band-Aids.
Wow.
You get charged for all that. Anything that we do, you get charged for.
Well,
and there's also a flat fee to just ride in the back of the ambulance.
And it's not even just that. Like, even the time. Like, you guys are right. So people don't know where they are. They're literally right behind, like, Lions or a brewery.
Correct.
So, like, the time it takes to get you somewhere because of the fact that you're right in the center of town is minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
versus...
We can get from the south side of town within 2 or 3 minutes to the north side of town.
That's crazy. And so if it was paid and it was somewhere else, or like other volunteer places, Ron, like you said, you'll be sleeping at your house, and then you gotta like wake up, get dressed, go to the place, get the ambulance. It's like,
so some towns, some volunteer towns, we're unique here in Westfield. We sleep in our building, so we're there 24/7. So some towns are not there 24/7. Some towns that they respond from home. So we're sleeping at home. The pager comes out. They page us. We wake up, we get dressed. One member goes to the building, get the ambulance. One member goes to the scene. It takes time.
Right. Yeah.
But here, luckily
Precious
in Westfield,
moments,
we have a little space where we sleep there in our building, so we can just wake up and get right into the ambulance and go right to your house.
Guys, also their bunk room, the beds. How old are the beds in there?
I have no idea.
No
I
idea.
gotta be over 10, right?
At least.
We can
I've
see
been there
like the
7
little
years and
feathers
they've
coming
been
out the
there.
bottom of the bed.
Yeah.
So we're used to it.
You guys are saints, man. It's incredible, and you guys, again, you do it, and like it's from your heart, and you don't ask for anything in return. Like you just want to be able to do your jobs better, and so hopefully this is it, guys. So we're going to be fundraising in 2 different ways. Like I said, we're collecting funds somehow. There will be a link or something attached to this. We haven't quite sorted that out yet logistically, but in the meantime, go set up a monthly donation, even if it's like $20 a month, guys. Should be 50 or 100 considering what you guys do. But donate whatever you can on a monthly basis to these guys. Make sure that they're able to function, have all the medicines, be able to get to your house. Because again, you don't know that feeling until you have to do it. And those 2 minutes when you're just standing there in an emergency situation can
Waiting.
it just waiting. It feels like hours, right? I mean, unfortunately, I think a lot of people have been there and they know what it's like. So if you're one of those people, like I know it's a no-brainer to donate to these guys. And then we're definitely looking for some businesses who want to write some big checks to these guys to get this actual rebuild done. I think we're looking to raise about $50,000. So I'm gonna make sure that we get there along with Christine and John. And I think we have Steph Mann from Dwell, New Jersey coming in on it. I'm sure we're going to get other business owners to collaborate on this because this is such a worthy cause. So, okay, we covered your events coming up, your fundraisers, shit that you guys need. Anything else you want to leave us with before we jump off here?
I don't know. I would say there's something really special about Westfield. And I wish that people could like get to know all of our members, see what we go through. I mean, everyone really has their story. We have a couple members who've been there for almost 40 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they still show up.
One
to
of
do
our
things.
members, I think 37 years, he's a paramedic and a nurse, and he still rides.
Wow.
Like that
He's
is
been
the
riding 'em.
amount of dedication that like we receive, and it's like the most beautiful thing. And I always say, I'm like, I just graduated grad school, and it was probably the hardest thing to have to do, like volunteering, working, and like school, but I did it because I care so much, and I always tell myself I'm not gonna leave until he leaves. Like I'm never gonna leave.
Never gonna leave.
But it's like this place really feels like home, and the community feels like home, and I think that's the motivation in itself to be there for the town. So
And to piggyback off her, people always say, because at the end of the day, we can go get paid to do this job anywhere else we want to. We love Westfield. There's something about this town. There's something about the culture. And I've been here ever since. That gentleman that was talking about, he's been on Wednesday nights for probably the longest he's been in the rescue squad. Never changed his shift. He works Wednesday overnight every year from 6 to 6. He's there every day. I mean, it's just amazing. And we always we joke around that we're never leaving until he leaves. And then we're going to basically just live here for the rest of our lives.
yeah, so he can never leave
He can
if
never
he
leave
hears
because
this. Yeah, but he comes, rides the 12-hour shift,
12-hour shift.
and
Who
then the other days
Who's
he
this guy?
rides. I don't know if you can say his name,
gonna
but
say his
he
name.
rides
All right.
on
Call
a
him the
paramedic
Godfather.
truck.
Yeah. He rides on a
Literally
medic
rides
truck.
on a medic truck during
Wow.
COVID, was a nurse in a hospital, and he was still there every week. So
Yeah,
we have people who just graduated nursing school. We have 2 people going away to medical school this year. So it really is like just an amazing environment where everyone is just so intelligent. Like we are really big on training. So
Right.
you're not going to get an ambulance where you should feel afraid that they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Like everyone knows what they're doing. Like people always kind of talk down on volunteer squads, but I would say we're even better than a paid squad.
Hell
So
yeah.
Correct.
You should be very proud.
Yeah, no, well, you just graduated to be a PA, right?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be a
it's like,
PA.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like you guys, like, and I can't imagine being in that environment and you're not helping each other. So, like, someone
Yeah.
with your knowledge, like, you're on a call and you're like, shit, wait,
Oh,
like,
always.
I just
I'm
learned
like
this,
always
like,
teaching people.
Right.
Like,
And that's what makes it so
Yeah.
beautiful and perfect and allows people to grow. And like that culture that you guys have like cultivated there, like people, unless you've been in a career or a job or a place, I've been lucky enough to be in a place like that where
Yeah.
the camaraderie and like just everyone wants to help each other. It's not competitive. It's not, it's just beautiful.
Sure.
That's just like such a gift. So thank you guys so much for everything that you do. Guys, again, we got to get to $50,000 for these folks. We'll post everything and how we're going to do this. This is going to be going on for a few months. So if you don't see this right away, you can still donate either to the building fund or to something monthly for them. And again, show up, give them checks at these events that
Come
they
visit
have.
us.
Yeah, do you guys have an
Visit us.
email list that people can get on to like be aware of stuff?
It's,
I think we're in the process of setting one up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So once
But
we have that information.
If they make a donation, you'll have their email address technically,
Yes,
right?
we
Correct.
also do
There you go.
have a
That's how you-
PayPal account, so
Okay.
we can do like monthly donations on there. I know
Cool.
we do have a couple people that already do.
Great.
Yeah.
What's the website?
So the website is westfieldems.org. So that has all the information you would need about upcoming events, about any donations, about whether you want to join, because yes, monetary donations are also just as helpful, but we also need people to put ambulances out. So we're always taking members as well. So that has that information.
So if you ever want to volunteer here, you're more than welcome. Even if you want to just try to do a ride along, see if you like it. We offer ride alongs on our shifts, supervisor shifts, so you guys can do a ride along anytime you want.
I might pass out, guys.
Let us know.
My nervous system is a little shot.
Yeah.
But when I'm feeling better, I will definitely do that. All right. So do you guys have Instagram too? People like you post stuff right now?
We do. Westfield EMS.
Guys, go follow them. Go to the website. Donate. Think about doing a ride along. Come to the event on July 27th. There's so many options to get involved with these guys, to get to know them, come shake their hands, say thank you, especially if you have used their services. You know, I'm sure the person who was there that helped you will probably be at the squad at some point. So pop by. You guys have actually saved me. I cut my fingertip off once at the restaurant, and I ran over there bleeding like this, and I was like, it won't stop bleeding. And they're like, ooh, you got to go get some Dermabond. But you guys made me feel better,
but
because
I'm glad we were there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known what to do. I might have just flicked the tip of my finger off. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to you guys, and we'll see you soon, because we're definitely going to do a follow-up episode after the remodel in a few months, and Christine and John will be on, and we'll just talk about how awesome everything came out. So
amazing.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thanks, man. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
see you next time. Ciao.